Hi guys, happy Sunday with Satan. Fun. Alright. I'm really ridiculous today. So, alright, part 7 of Modern Magic. Continuation from yesterday. I'm still very confused. Well, not so much confused about calling in the names of God, since literally they are. I can literally draw a correlation to, say, St. Michael to a pagan deity, and for all the different angels, archangels. I just really don't believe, the whole biblical. I just have to get that out of my practice. But it is a giant part of modern magic, or ceremonial magic. So ceremonial magic just might not be for me. It might not be something that I feel comfortable enough doing. The lesser banishing ritual with pentagram, of course I feel, comfortable doing. And of course you can replace the different names of, the god names with different deities, so that's, a plus. I'm just very, very not liking the whole idea of, magic with, the Christian God that's also good and mighty, and I don't know. Do you guys have that, any kind of, just something that doesn't settle right in your stomach, or in your heart? It's like, it's a letdown almost. So, kinda, I don't know. I don't know if I can, I'll have to go back and literally rewrite everything with a different name of a god or goddess, because I will not work with Jehovah. It's just, to me, that is the devil, literally. Lucifer is the angel and bringer of light. So I can't get over the whole, the Jehovah thing. That's just me. So, I've had a lot of years to contemplate that, and my final conclusion is Adonai, Jehovah, Yahweh, evil, the true devil. So, and a lot of people think anyways, let's go on. Part 7. So, alright, so as we already know, he says, I've already discussed the differences between evocation and invocation. So, and how invocational magic is the basis for spiritism. So, yeah, it is, kinda. If you don't fully get possessed, it's not like a possession. But, so, the way a spiritist does an invocation, you become a medium for an entity claiming to be the spirit of someone deceased. It's surprising. Alright, so let's see what this says about being a medium. So 1. The magician protects himself or herself with appropriate banishings, etc. The spiritist does not. Wrong. I always protect myself. Ooh, my stomach. It's hungry for soul. So, alright, 2. The magician prepares to allow one particular entity to unite and control the magician's consciousness. The spiritist allows anything which is hanging around to enter. Nope. See, I don't agree with that either. That's just not how it works in mediumship. For me, it doesn't. I channel one person, and that's my grandma. So yeah, there was a really, really interesting debate on the Ouija this morning, and these paranormal, I don't know who adds me to these paranormal groups. I'm part of 2, and it just totally drained me trying to explain the Ouija to these people, because they don't listen. Why does the Ouija have such a bad rap? Well, somebody posted my aunt's friend had a bad experience. There you go. That's how it starts. An avalanche always starts with one snowflake. So, I just think it's ridiculous. I really do. And then they wanted, a live Ouija session. So I totally offered to do a live Ouija session for them. But no, I don't think I should waste my time. So, one guy though, oh my god, you're amazing. I can't remember right now for the life of me what your name was. But you chimed in, and you are awesome. So, thank you for chiming in and, just kind of supporting the truth about the board, because there's nothing to fear. The portal thing, that was hilarious. I've been waiting for over 20 years for a portal to hell to open up. So, who was that? I feel like we know each other. You have that familiarity about you, and you have that awesome, just that breath of fresh air of energy, and especially when someone, you went after them, but very, very respectfully, unlike I do. So, I'm very glad that you were there to kind of keep my bitchiness, kind of tempered, so you really helped a lot. Alright, so, no, spiritists do not allow anything which is hanging around to enter. That's just not how it works. So, 3, magicians tend to doubt what they are told by non-physical entities. Alright? It took Crowley years before he fully accepted the responsibility of the Book of the Law. Many spiritists tend to accept anything which comes from the other side. No, we don't. We have to have that information validated. We have to build a relationship with that spirit. I have done so much spiritism work and mediumship work with my grandma, and I've built this relationship up for so many years. 11. So, this is not true. So I'm not, agreeing with this at all. Alright, so invocational magic, or done by ceremonial magicians, follows a straightforward pattern. So there's 1, banishings and purifications. I have a very strict pattern of how I channel, and so do a lot of other people. So if you're interested, I do have my book, Ouija Pop, revised edition. Get that one if you want. It's free for Kindle. I think all of my books are free on Kindle, except for Love Letters from Lucifer. So, and The Spirit of Alchemy, and the Spirits of Ouija, 4 Decades of Communication by Karen A. Dullman. You will love those books. So, alright, 2 and 3. Calling on a particular entity and using words which have the dual purpose of losing and not losing the control of consciousness and allowing the other entity to take over for a time. See, and I remember everything. So it's not like, this is describing possession almost, and I just think it's ridiculous. Possession is not real. So, 4, the identification of the entity. 5, comments of the entity and questioning the entity. 6, release of the entity and return to normal consciousness. 7, final banishings. And yes, we all have that when we work the board. I have an opening prayer, I have an opening meditation, and then when it's done, we say goodbye, the channel's cut off, back to normal. Take a drink of coffee, eat a little bit of something to ground yourself, do the heart breath meditation, bring in more earth, and ground yourself more. Very simple. You don't have to do elaborate ritual like this is telling you to use a board or channel spirit. So, let's see what else this is telling us. Alright, so, ceremonial magic invocations are actually too advanced to spend the space fully explaining a ritual invocation in this introductory course. But although I am not going to actually give a ritual for invocation, I will be showing you how to do one according to pattern given above. Interesting. Alright, so, with study and practice, you should be able to construct your own invocational rituals. There you go, study and practice. All the years of study and practice. Alright, so 1, for banishings and purifications, the best method I know of is opening of the Watchtower. Opening by the Watchtower. Haven't done that yet. Haven't done it. Have it written down. I just need to really memorize that. Alright, so 2 and 3. To call on a particular entity requires a vast knowledge of that entity. That is why I only call on my grandma. And I always have her as a mediator for every reading that I do. She's straight to the point. No bullshit about her. Unlike lots of other things. Alright, so, very frequently these entities chosen are gods from various pantheons. Yes, archangels or spirits from various grimoires. You must learn all you can about the particular entity you will be invoking, including physical position, if there are any, in which the entity is most frequently visualized. Visualize yourself in this position is known as assuming a god form. So, if, let's see, you could do like Shiva. I mean, I know we all don't have like 8 arms, but you can still do those poses. So, appropriate colors and scents should also be around, and poetry or song and even dance dedicated to the entity should be performed. Alright, now it kind of sounds like a little bit of voodoo. So sometimes words which are fairly meaningless to us are repeated over and over, like a mantra. Very good. So, mantras are good. So these are frequently and wrongly called the barbarous names of evocation. Okay. Together, this combination of calling a particular entity and using devices to alter the consciousness of the magician produces a condition which allows an entity to temporarily displace the consciousness of the magician. Alright, so that, when I was being taught Haitian Vodou by Mambo, whoever, I don't know who she is anymore, she's dead to me, that is literally what happens when you get possessed by a Lua, which I honestly don't believe. I don't believe they're real at all. None of them. None of the Lua. So, I think they are pagan gods turned into another traditions, whatever. So pick and choose. I'm going to pick from this basket. I'm picking from this religion. So yes, that is what was exactly described as the Lua possessing you. So you're temporarily displaced by another consciousness, an entity, which is not what happens when you use the board or spiritism. So, alright, for the next, the magician will identify himself or herself as the entity. Okay, so this is just a totally different form of channeling. Alright, the speech pattern appearance of the magician may alter at this time. Alright, so we are getting into a totally different, and you can really feel the Christian and Catholicism, or Catholic undertones. I'm really feeling it now. So, okay, 5. The invoked entity may give comments to those assembled. As with vocational magic, invocational rituals are group acts. Others are needed to take notes or ask questions of the invoked entity. It will later be up to all the people present whether or not they wish to follow the advice of the entity. So the group also may wish to ask questions of the entity in order to prove the identity of the entity. I have said that word too many times. I don't ever want to say entity again. Alright, so this method is explained earlier in this lesson. Okay, so that sounds like a voodoo ritual of possession, which I think is ridiculous. So 6, since the chosen entity is from a non-physical plane of existence, it will not wish to stay for long. Sometimes that's still completely not, I don't like the way this is going. Anyways, whatever. So sometimes an additional rite is added here. This rite will be discussed in the next lesson. Then the entity will freely choose to go and the magician's normal consciousness will automatically return. Alright, so we are all existing. All states of, all dimensions, all spiritual planes are coinciding with our own right now. So why wouldn't the entity want to stay for a bit? For a cup of tea? Exactly. Alright, so. Okay, so during the entire ritual, from after the opening by Watchtower, the earth pentacle, a sign of the physical plane, should be covered with a thick black cloth, preferably of silk. If the entity does not leave as quickly as desired, or, as I have seen happen, people in the circle start to have a bad reaction from the extraterrestrial contact, unveil the pentacle and show it to the eyes of the magician / invoked entity. It will depart to its own abodes. Alright, so that's kind of like the total opposite of traditional witchcraft. Totally opposite. So also give the license to depart as in evocational rituals. I can see how some of this could come in handy, but I'm not vibing with it anymore as much as I was before. Really knowing the truth about Christianity and Jehovah and Yahweh is eye-opening. I don't want any... What the fuck is that? There's a spider on my wall right there. Oh my god. I'm gonna ignore it. Jesus God, fuck. Oh, alright, so during the time when the non-physical entity is invoked, the consciousness of the magician is not simply gone. Oh, there it is. God. Okay. Alright, yeah, rather one of the two things happen. It may stay on the astral plane near the body of the magician, otherwise it may go throughout the astral plane. Sometimes, the consciousness of the magician may meet other entities on the astral plane, and the report of experiences by the magician during that period may be of more value to the group than the actual invocation. Where'd it go? Oh God, where'd it go? Duh. Motherfucker. Anyways, sorry guys. So that's really how it should work. I mean, for me, that's how it works. I don't let anything enter my body except for my grandma, who uses my hands. Sorry guys. Where did it go? Blech. Alright, so okay, now 7, do the closing by Watchtower. Alright, so there are many beautiful versions of this type of ritual given in sources both pagan and ceremonial. Alright, so I would rather do the pagan than the ceremonial. So one of my favorites is an invocation to a deity which came before creation and thus was not created. In the words of the invocation, the entity is bornless. So listen to the words of calling. Alright, so this would be Baphomet. I really would. Alright, so thee I invoke, the bornless one, thee that didst create the earth and the heavens, thee that didst create the night and the day, thee that didst create the darkness and the light. Thou hast distinguished between the just and the unjust. Thou didst make the female and the male. Thou didst produce the seed and the fruit. Thou didst form man to love one another. Alright, so that really, really sounds like the invocation to Baphomet in one of Buckland's books. So, okay, this is followed by a long section of barbarous names, which is meant to be repeated over and over, although it is not mentioned that you are supposed to do so until the bornless one takes over. So the best way to allow this to happen is to inflame thyself with prayer. So, yeah, true. Finally, the magician's personality leaves and the bornless one identifies himself. Not so sure about that. So I am he, the bornless spirit, having sight in the feet, strong and the immortal fire. I am he, the truth. I am he who hatheth that evil should be wrought in the world. I am he, the lighteneth and the thundereth. I am he from whom the shower of life of earth. I am he whose mouth ever flameth. I am he, the begetter and the manifester unto the light. I am he, the grace of the world. So, I don't know. Not 100% sure. So, it sounds pretty cool. It sounds nice. But I would rather invoke a pagan god or goddess. God, where did that spider go? Sorry, guys. As long as it's not on me, I am good. Alright, so is that not beautiful? Kinda. Versions of this can be found in the Lesser Key of Solomon, in Goetia, and in Crowley's Magic in Theory and Practice. That's a really good book, actually, Magic in Theory and Practice. So the reason I am not presenting an invocational ritual in full is not because it's dangerous. If you have practiced the rituals given so far in this course, and follow the instructions given, you will have no problem. What I wish to present to you is the idea that rituals are not static and unchanging. Is there an entity you wish to invoke? Do you research on that entity? Learn all you can about the entity. Find poetry dedicated to the entity or write some yourself. So to be successful, you must become totally involved with that god, archangel, or spirit. And then you must truly want the entity to come to you. So to do this, you must inflame thyself with prayer aimed toward that particular entity. So yeah, what you're praying about and talking about and thinking about the most is what's going to come for you. So it does make sense somewhat. Alright, I feel a little blurry. I don't know why. There, not so blurry anymore. Much better. Alright, so where did I go? Okay, so I want to give you I want to give you as much information as possible in this course. So with evocation and invocation, this task is rather incomplete. This is because of the very nature of magical evocation requires the use of other books, and the nature of invocations requires a great deal of work on your own. Alright, so within a ceremonial context, yes. So, although these types of magic are very dramatic, you can be a successful magician and never use them. Very true. If you do desire to practice these techniques, you will have to purchase the appropriate books or do the necessary work. Yes, you do. So, remember, one of the goals of this course is to allow you to pick up any book on magic and be able to understand it and work its system. Alright, so that's a better aim. So, had I told you the inner secrets of magical evocation and invocation, a great quantity of books might not have been as clear to you as they could be. So, thus this lesson serves its purpose. So, the instructions on how to create an artificial elemental are a more complete set of magical instructions. So, you now know how to create an artificial elemental for any purpose you desire. Although the ritual looks short, in fact it requires much time and effort. It requires that you know the material in the 8 previous lessons of this course. So yes, it's very, very lengthy and time consuming, and I don't have time for that. I don't like that. So, you needed to know the correspondences with the elements. So you needed to know the Watchtower ritual, which means that you need to know the pentagram and hexagram rituals. They're very difficult. I don't have time for it. Don't want to. You needed to know how to generate elemental energy, which also requires the knowledge of elemental pore breathing. In short, this course is cumulative, so I cannot stress this too much. To achieve success in magic requires dedication to study and practice. Of course it does. If you want to talk about magic, I think you will enjoy this entire course. If you want to be a magician, a real practicing magician, you must practice the exercises and techniques and rituals given in these lessons. There is no secret pill or formula to become a witch overnight. So now it's time to get to work if you have not already begun. So, still iffy on it. I mean, the less banishing of the pentagram, ritual of the pentagram, sure. Of course. But I don't know. I'm not really too keen on this book right now. Don't know why, don't know what's going on, so right now we'll discuss magic from the point of view of Donald Michael Craig and Ceremonial Magic. So just a little briefing. So magic is not something you do, magic is something you are. Very true. Very true. So, I have said this over and over to students, and I have tried to make it clear in these lessons. True magicians realize that since they can work magic and affect their lives, they are really free to do anything they wish. True magicians also realize that they are responsible for their actions. So, thus freedom and responsibility are signs of a magical lifestyle. This attitude is also the basis for a magician's view of sex. What does it have to do with that right now? As a magician, I believe that everybody is entitled to have sex any way he or she desires. Well, that's true. As long as it does not involve the... What? Cool. Coricone? Coricone of anybody else? Of anyone else? If you are straight, gay, celibate, or promiscuous, if you are into B&D, S&M, or just about anything else, that's fine with me. As long as you do not coerce someone into something they do not wish to do. Freedom, responsibility, and honesty should be a magician's guide. For that matter, these ideas should guide any person's actions. So, I don't know. Still not too keen on some of this, but it'll work for now. So, alright. Unfortunately, various organizations of dubious worth coerce people into various sexual situations, yes. One organization I'm familiar with has the leader determine sexual partners. Ooh. This includes having to be in an adjacent room while your mate has intercourse with another person. This allows you to hear every sound. I wouldn't do it. That's stupid. So, another organization I know of preaches strict celibacy. Married members are only allowed to have sex once a month. Wow. And that is only for the purpose of procreation. Wow. Talk about old school, Old Testament. However, I know that many members of this organization do not follow this rule. It's probably the Order of the Golden Dawn. So, in fact, one of the vice presidents of this organization, a man who teaches celibacy, had a torrid affair with a woman I know. This organization is aware of his extracurricular activities and moves him from so-called temple to temple, but does not expel him. This is looking like the Order of the Golden Dawn. Another organization's leader told several members to get divorces when they did, which they did. Wow, talk about cults and brainwashing. This leader's actions have ruined several families. Why do these organizations and their leaders try to control people's sex lives? It's just like the church. So this is why this book is just kind of not vibing with me anymore. Whatsoever. Alright. So, the most personal and private thing which we possess is our sexuality. It is impossible to get physically closer to another person than during sexual relations. So therefore sex is totally involved in our psyches. It is too. So control a person's sex life and you can control the person's psyche. You control the person. Control the person's sex life is a method of brainwashing. There we go. So perhaps you remember Patty Hearst. She was kidnapped by a group with whose philosophy she did not agree. She later became a member of the group. One of the means used to accomplish this was to control of her sex life. That is crazy. That is seriously crazy. That's like Jim Jones. Ooh. She was forced to have sexual intercourse with several people, including having group sex. Ooh. This was one of the ways her will was broken down until she lost her own ideals and adopted those of her captors. So this is not an attempt to philosophically side with Ms. Hearst or her captors. It is only to show how one method of brainwashing is done. Wow. That's sad. So, alright, in the case of the first group I mentioned earlier, controlling the sex life of the members allows the control of the members' minds. Thus, although the organization is supposed to teach members how to be a unique, independent individual, everyone tends to freely accept the commands of the leader. Although the members give large amounts of money to the organization, much of which goes to the leader. Alright, now that sounds like the Freemasons. Golden Dawn and Freemasons. If you don't have enough money, you can't get into the Freemasons. It's all about money. So, same with the Catholic Church, same with all churches. So concerning the second group, its current leaders apparently have an incredible thirst for power in terms of control over people and control of money. Wow. So thus the leaders ignore their own spirituality and attempt to enforce a lifestyle which they do not follow. Catholic Church. That's true. I mean, that's the truth. So, alright, still, the members feel guilty if you cannot fulfill the required celibacy and work harder to raise funds for the organization. It quickly becomes easy to believe the truths of the leaders who proceed to teach the members how to lie and steal. That's sad. Wow. Alright, so in fact this group was recently convicted in court of a wrongful death, libel and kidnapping. A spiritual organization indeed. I like that. I love the heavy sarcasm right there. So the third organization is totally enthralled to its leader. The leader dresses up in bizarre clothes with built-in light bulbs and makes videotapes of the group's theories, tapes, which are so bad they are unintentionally hilarious. I love it. Yet, like controlled robots, none of the leader's followers seem to care or realize how foolish they look. Oh my god. Light bulbs. That's a pretty cool idea. I mean, for fashion, not spirituality. The more people laugh at them when they dress up in the clothes that are half Renaissance, half science fiction, that would actually be really cool for just, not for spirituality, but for, just for fun. Wow. The more they become dedicated to the leader who controls their lives. Wow. I can see a lot. This chapter right here, this little itty bit of information shows me a lot about a lot of people, a lot of groups, a lot of organizations, right here on YouTube, on Facebook, social media. Thus, I stay by myself. Safer. I think there's probably about 3 people that I would actually include in my rituals. So, right, wow, that's so bizarre. So, the reason I am giving you these preparatory notes is to point out that there are organizations which attempt to control your sex life as a means of controlling your will. So, that does make sense. On a lower level, there are groups which use a guise of spirituality or learning in order to obtain people for sexual exploitation. So these types of groups exist in all fields of and of war, including the study of magic. Some magical groups are nothing more than a cover for one of the two things: gaining sexual partners and gaining power over others. I have quite a few groups in my mind going through right now. So it is indeed a shame that some people feel so weak and helpless that in order to overcome these feelings, they must seek to have power over and control other people. It is also a shame that some people need spiritual facades in order to gain sexual partners. If you are working with a group of people and it seems obvious that to you that sex is going to become a part of the group activities, stop. Thank you, Donald Michael Craig. Thank you. Ask yourself if you really want to do this with these people. These are not people you wish to become sexually involved with. Get out before they possibly take control of your life and your will. There it is. That's good stuff right there. So, and please do not think that you are immune to brainwashing or too smart for it. Many cults get a large percentage of their recruits from college campuses. Just stay away from people. So I already read that. So I have seen several bright and intelligent people go in and investigate cults, only to be trapped in cultic double think and end up as pawns of a ruthless leader. That's scary. This might be cool. So, if it is because the control of a person's sex life can be used to get control over that person's life in general. So, that I'm taking so much time discussing brainwashing and cults, for the true sign of a magician is freedom of thought and freedom of will. So that is exactly why I'm questioning everything in this book right now. Everything in it. So, pretty interesting. Okay, so where did I go? I forget where I went. Oh, you will never be a magician if you are under some cult's mind control. There you go. Further, brainwashing may not be what you think. You do not have to be tortured and betrayed day after day, although this is one method. Most groups today use gradual processes, which include you to ignore logic and accept the group's doublespeak. So, in the bibliography which comes with this lesson, I am listing a few books which describe the signs of cults and their brainwashing techniques. I urge you to study them before joining any group which uses sexuality as part of its teachings. So, that's really crazy. 35 minutes? Okay, so. Alright, so the next part tomorrow will be part 1. And it does kind of go on with sexual magic. But it's more, it's not so intense. It's not group, it's personal. So yes, it's very, very, very personal. So yeah. Alright. How about some coffee talk real quick? Really quick. See who's saying what today. What did you guys do for the full moon last night? Anything fun? Anything fun at all? No? Me either. Me either. Alright. Really? Wow. I always take care of myself. What is that comment for? Marjorie, hey, you look tired. Take care of yourself, okay? I always take care of myself. What? What are you trying to imply? That kind of irks me. There's a lot more going on in the world than the way I look. Alright. Katrin Reddick? Hi, sending love from Scotland, UK. Do you have the recipes written down so I can print them out? Oh, the last Santissimo Muerte powders and incense recipes, I do. I do them on my Patreon page. They are patrons only, so you can find them. Alright, Jen Zach. Oh, I missed. It's okay. It's okay. That's just life. I missed it. You're okay, my darling. I love you. Alright, Lily Moon. Hello. How are you, darling? John Hirsch. Dark Prince Lucy. You better be up to no good. Chocolate Sunday. Hi, my darling. Sheila Nagel. Hello. Where else? Owl or Nature. Hi, how are you? Alright. DJ Scar 17 Willows. Hi, my love. I love that. Aw. She says my name Wyan and says you're a superhero. That is so cute. You guys are amazing. I'm the biggest dork you will ever know. A nerd. I love you guys. Aw. Naya, I was meditating and fell asleep again. I know, that happens to me too. Alright, David Kublin, hello. Jaden, hi, how are you? Eerie Covenant, hello. Jade, hi, love. Dr. Stoner, you are a darling, I love you. Alright. Netheria Fade, Anika. Hi, darling. Lil Tunechi Jr.? Hola. Truth be told, hi, Kim. Hi, Kim, how are you? Hex Ogden, Soul Therapy Tarot, Wiggles. Jessica Andrews, hi, darling, how are you? Alright, Witch of the Black Rose, hello. Jasper Quinzel. Hi, my hubby. John Hirsch, Megan Tarot Music. Hi, darling. Roth 708. Wow, it's really raining. Marcella Mendez. Hi. How are you? Snooky. Hello. Daria, my sisterly. I love you. I miss you. I miss you. Alright. Madame Sophia. Hi. Hi, my darling. Jane M. Thank you. You're welcome. What'd I do? I'm like, what'd I do? What did I do? Alright, Bill O'Reilly. Shout out. Lady Witch. Shara Harris, 2009. Amanda Long. Hello. Springtrap Trap. Magical Mermaid. Hi. Fire Torch Paranormal HTD. Hi darling, how are you? You're amazing. April Ferguson, hello. How are you? May Queen, hi. Neil French, hello. Let's see. Kate the Witch, hi my darling. Margarita, hi. Alright guys. Wow. It's getting pretty windy. It's getting very windy. Jesus. Okay. Alright guys, well, let me know what you guys think about, yes, everything, just about the whole, the Christian crap within the ceremonial magic and all that. So, hopefully, I don't know, hopefully I can actually do it and incorporate the pagan gods and goddesses instead of the Christian god. So, alright guys, I love you all very much. With all my heart, all the way from Venus, all the way back down. And everybody in Georgia, be careful, because I've seen that there were tornadoes, like last night. Very scary, and yeah, it's kind of feeling weird here, so very hot, humid, so. Alright guys, I love you all, and everybody have a great Sunday. Have a good week coming up, so. Alright guys, I love you all, and I will see you guys tomorrow.